How does the pneumatic system in the boiler contribute to motion, and how could our boiler be improved based on these observations? Let's first define pneumatics. Pneumatics is defined as using air pressure to move or work. We use pneumatics with the tubes at drive-thrus and banks. In our boilers, the pneumatic system comes into play when the water undergoes a phase change to steam. To understand how the pneumatic system contributes to movement, we need to take a look at the basic principles behind the boiler. The most important idea behind the boiler is that it has a constant volume. Keeping in mind the volume is constant, we know that temperature rises as the boiler is exposed to thermal energy. The ideal gas law shows us that in order to maintain equivalence when the right side of the equation goes up, so will the left. Now, since volume is constant, we know that pressure will rise. Now that we understand the basic ideas behind the boiler, we can simply follow the progress of the energy to understand how motion is produced. The thermal energy heats the water, producing steam. The steam tries to expand and produces more pressure. This pent-up pressure is potential energy. As pressure builds, water is launched out of the exhaust pipes, creating kinetic energy. Now you understand how the pneumatic system in our boilers creates motion. But how can all this help us improve the boilers? Let's think about the shape and material of our boilers. We've already established that boilers need a constant volume to function, but we all know metal expands when exposed to heat. In commercial boilers, like the hot water heaters in your house, the metal used is usually steel, which doesn't expand as much as aluminum when exposed to heat. Let's think about the shape of that hot water heater. Notice how the edges are rounded? This has to do with the distribution of pressure. In our rectangular boilers, since the corners are tighter and more compressed, more pressure will build up there. This could result in a rupture in the corner, which would allow precious potential energy to escape. Commercial boilers round the edges to create a more even distribution of pressure. To sum it up, the pneumatic system can give us a lot of insight into how we can improve boilers. It is important to note, however, that given the small size of our boilers and the low amount of pressure involved in the experiment, changing the metal and shape would have little change in the efficiency of our boats.